told Arlene they did feed us too, so forgive me, they just didn't have water.
Well, they brought all the food to City Hall, and I thought, pens.
I can't find my pen.
Well, there's gonna be some people talking about that dirt. Are we gonna add that to the agenda? They texted me saying we was gonna try. Might just be all comment section. Might have to put some all I can do is I thought she was going to say that. I wasn't going to say that. Huh?
I know what they're doing.
That's why I laughed. I was like, come on, It's not like they got it up there. They ain't got it up there yet.
That's what I was looking at.
You don't need to check.
I knew that.
I didn't see him like Arlene's not here. How are you?
You're my egg.
Always get
Got your nominee? Yeah, for the letter. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I call this Sulphur City Council meeting to order. Today is Monday, July 13th, 2026 at 5:30. Y'all get to silence y'all's phones, please. I'll do roll call now. Mr. Ledoux?
Here.
Mr. Darby?
Here.
Ms. Monso?
Here.
Mr. Baden?
Here.
Mr. DePetta?
Here.
Since we have a brand new city council now, we will follow revised statute 4211 to nominate a chairman. So does anyone have nominations for chairman?
I have one. I nominate Daddy as chairman and Troy Darby as,
We're just doing chairman right now.
huh?
We're just doing chairman right now.
Okay.
So Danny?
Yeah.
Okay. Josh? Any other nominations? So you want to do Danny
Yes.
first?
Right, so members of the council, it's my opinion that on multiple nominations, we're not gonna vote against anybody, we're on the same team. I say that we call the nominations in the order that they were made. Everybody gets one vote, so you can't vote for both. And we'll vote on, I guess, Danny was
Danny.
nominated first. He gets 3 votes, it's over, because obviously there's only 2 votes for the other candidate, and we'll proceed in that fashion. So you can call for the
You
vote.
have, yeah. Mr. Ledoux? This is
Yes.
for Danny to be
Yes.
chairman.
Danny.
Mr. Darby?
Yes.
Ms. Monso?
No.
Mr. Baden?
No.
Mr. DePetta?
Yes.
Okay, motion carried, and Mr. Darby is the chairman, so,
No,
No.
Mr.
I mean,
DePetta.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mr. DePetta will take over. Charlie, don't laugh.
Where's our chairman?
There you go. Yes, you'll move down.
Is this it?
Yeah. You'll come sit right here. Hey, wait, look at that chair. He looked up there.
Should she move down?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
We'll need to bring that chair.
What do they do? Musical chairs?
Put everybody in order.
There's a chair.
Huh?
She needs to take Mr.
gotta keep the one with the,
Hopefully I ain't
I
got
was
it.
doing 1, 2, 3. Where you at? I'm sorry.
no, we've gotta keep the,
We just switched the box.
Yeah,
just switch spots.
yeah, chairman. Yeah.
So chair, so
Right.
these need to say 4 and 5.
This one specifically needs 4.
This won't take long, I promise. We'll get it all done.
So just swap the boxes.
Yeah, 1, 2.
I should have long sleeve.
Pants on it.
Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I got it.
We're going to have the invocation now. Everybody rise. Thank you.
Please bow your heads if you don't mind. Dear Lord, we just ask you to watch over the city council, our city, as we embark on a new future with new leadership. Lord, we ask you to lead the mayor and this city council down the road in the right direction that you see fit, Lord. May we become one. May we become a team that works together for the best of all citizens and all problems in our city. Lord, we ask you to guide each and every one of us to do the right thing, make the right choice for the citizens, but not each one of us. Take into account that we represent more than just us. Lord, we ask you to watch over these meetings in the 4 years to come, to give us your discernment and your love, Lord, to lead us in the right direction. We pray over this meeting now, and Lord, we ask these things in your name. Amen.
Pledge of allegiance, please.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Play ball.
Test, test. We have a request which is a little out of the ordinary, but I'm going to go ahead and let it happen. Before the finalizing of the agenda, Mr. Charlie would like to talk. Now, Charlie, it says speak before the approval of the agenda.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ready for me to speak?
Yes, sir. And we're going to limit your, we're going to keep a clock on you, Mr. Charlie. All right?
As long as it's not a gun.
No, I promise that.
Charlie Atherton, 122 Vine Street, Sulphur, Louisiana. I was just interested in, when you finalize the agenda, to request that you add the Mossville dirt pit issue for discussion to the agenda. My understanding is the ordinance says ponds, and ponds have to come before the council. And I'm not sure, because I hadn't researched it, but I don't even know if the city has any engineering requirements or whatever for retention ponds. I don't think they even, it may be they don't even address it. But I'm just saying that since the ordinance says ponds go before the council, and the past council was dead set against it, it would be common sense that this issue, if something changed, that it would come back before the council. So I'm just asking that you had that.
And I'm gonna tell you what I had planned. I had planned on putting that on the agenda today, but we're probably going to do that at another time when I get more conversations about what's going on there and what I see needs to be done in the future. So I removed that. I removed my request to put that on the agenda for this evening. But you're going to have the opportunity to speak at the end of the meeting, just like there's a lot of other people here, they're going to have that same opportunity.
Yes, sir. I mean, I don't want to beat it to death. I just
Oh, yeah.
making
yeah,
a simple citizen request to
Yes,
put
sir.
it. I'm not going to beat it to death. I just think that when the administration does not follow there's a difference between the following the letter of the law and the intent of the law. And it's of great concern that the council has a position, but the administration didn't follow
We
it.
can, we
Thank you.
can continue that at the end of the meeting, Mr. Charlie, and we always appreciate what you have to say.
Well, I appreciate you tolerating me. Thank you.
Roll call again, please?
Oh, you call me.
Yeah.
Mr. Ledoux?
Here.
Mr. Garvey?
Here.
Ms. Monso? Here. Mr. Baden?
Here.
And Mr. DePaul?
Here. Do we have a motion for the approval of the minutes from last week, month? We have a second.
I'm sorry, who motion?
Mr. Darby, Mr. Ledoux seconded. All in favor? All opposed?
Well, it's gotta come up.
Okay. There we go.
There you go.
Thank you. Now we're going to have the approval of today's agenda. Now we want to make a note that okay, motion carried. Thank you. For those out there watching, we're going to have the approval of the agenda, but just a note that there's a motion and a second to remove number 3. Okay, we're going to vote. All right, motion carries. We have a motion and a second to remove number 9.
It's an eggs.
Go ahead and vote.
You gotta wait till it gets up there.
Okay, motion carries. And we're going to need a motion and a second to remove number 10. And now our vote. Thank you, everyone. The first item that we're going to have, we've already elected a chairman, so we're going to take a motion
You
to...
gotta make a motion to approve the agenda.
Oh, I make motion to approve the agenda as stated.
As the items removed.
Yes.
You gotta put it up there.
I pressed it.
There you go.
There it is. I had the button pressed down. Now we can vote. Going smoothly so far. Okay. We're going to move to the first item. We've already elected a chairman, so now we're going to elect a vice chairman for the newly elected city council. Do I hear a motion for vice chairman? Motion
Are we
for,
gonna do it like we did a while ago?
yeah.
For nomination.
Nominations
I
for
nominate Troy Darby.
Troy Darby. Do we have any other nominations for vice chairman? Josh Baden? Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to vote on Troy Darby's nomination. Okay. Congratulations, Troy, you are the vice chairman. And the motion passed for vice chairman Troy Darby. Item number 2, public hearing on ordinance setting forth property tax millages, rates for tax year 2026, Ordinance 3926. Mayor Stutes.
I believe the mayor would defer this to me. So this is just a renewal. I mean, there is no renewal. This is just the same rates that we had last year. This is just what we have to do in order to set them. Our budget for the year is $3,550,000 in total revenue, all inclusive of all three of the millages: general, alimony, street maintenance, and fire maintenance.
I'm sorry, I can't hardly see you, I'm sorry. Are you done?
I'm done, unless y'all have
Okay.
any questions.
Does the council have any questions?
No, I don't.
Any discussion? No. There doesn't seem to be any discussion from out there. Okay, counted. All right. Do we have a motion to vote on this?
Is there anything in particular that needs to be read at the public hearing for this, Orlean? He read the description, and that's good enough, okay.
Okay.
We need public comment if any.
Is there any public comment that was left off? I didn't see any. And no cards on it? Anyone else? Okay. Take a vote. Thank you. Motion carries. Item number 4, public hearing on ordinance amending ordinance number 1949 MC Series to correct the property description for annexed property for DV Property Holdings LLC for property located at 2211 Patton Street. Ordinance 4126, Danielle Monso.
I mean, from what I understand, I think it's just correcting things that were done incorrectly whenever they annexed it into the city.
We can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I don't talk very loud. I think it's just correcting things that weren't done properly whenever they were annexed into the city.
That's correct. Members of the council, this involves a surveyor description that it adds the portions, if you'll see the yellow arrows there, to add those portions to the description, which include the roadway.
That includes the center line of the roadway
Yes, sir.
or the entire roadway?
I think it's
Center line.
just to the
Center line.
Center
center
line.
line.
It
Yes, sir.
says center line.
Yes, sir.
All right.
For her to say she don't speak loud and then not speak in the microphone and that's not get addressed.
I'm sorry?
For her to sit there and say she don't speak very loudly and then to not use the microphone when you have a person with a hearing impairment who can't hear and y'all to just.
I'm
voice
sure
over.
she'll address that.
was
Thank you very much.
disrespectful.
Thank you very much. And any discussion from the council? Any discussion from the audience? Okay, do we have a motion for this? Mr. Dowry made the motion, seconded by Mr. Baden. Vote. Motion pass. Okay. Number 5, introduction of ordinance setting forth septic hauler rates for the city of Sulphur. Ordinance 4226. Mayor Stutes.
Referring this to Jennifer Ann Austin.
We're really excited to announce that we're going to start a soft launch program that Austin can speak more on the technical side of back at our wastewater facility. We have not had septic haulers since the hurricane, so in 6 years. This was a major part of the revenue income in the public utility fund that we have lost over the last several years. So the ultimate plan is to build a off-site septic receiving station north of town that is in design. It's still in the design phase, and we're also working on funding. We feel like the return on investment is going to be very substantial for the city. We have set rates based off of what it's costing us right now to operate the facility with the chemicals. And the rate is about 11% higher than it was about 6 years ago, which I think that's being conservative. And I've also called around to the other places that are accepting haulers, which there's not very many or any in this area. And so we are a little above what, like, let's say Lafayette, Alexandria, but I think it's still going to be very substantial for the, for all of the plants expansion. I think company is going to be very happy to be able to, for us to provide that service to them. Austin, do you want to speak more?
You pretty much covered everything unless you'll have any specific questions.
Who's our customers? Porta potty companies, that type of thing?
Yes,
Septic,
yeah,
tank.
yes, they can go in and suck out residential septic tanks or porta cans at construction sites, different things like that, yeah.
So where are those guys going at this point? Were we servicing some of those guys already?
No, they were going, you know.
Other places?
elsewhere, yeah.
Actually, the conversations that I've had with them is they're going as far away as Doosan legally.
Yeah.
Now, some of them are actually crossing the line into Texas, which is
Legally.
not allowed. So it's a real advantage to the local haulers to use our facility, and it's going to save them a lot of time and a lot of money in the long run.
Absolutely,
I know that they are trying to develop and build another one in like South Lake Charles area,
yeah.
so. Maybe another option later.
Is that something like local RVers will be able to use as well? Or is that more commercial sided, not private?
No, I mean, yeah, we would accept that waste as well, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any more discussion from the council? Do we have any more discussion from the audience? Yes, sir. Would you like to get to the podium on that? And okay. And I'm gonna write you down, Charlie, again.
Charlie Atherton, 122 Vine Street. I was just curious, one, if Westlake is receiving this same waste, it still goes to the Sulphur Regional Plant. So their rates, you need to take that into account. But I was just curious, what is the anticipated yearly revenue to the city for providing space for the sewer haulers as you did in the past?
So we're starting off with a soft launch with a goal of $600,000 for this fiscal year. And anticipated going forward, once we get a receiver station up and running that's not at the plant, I'm estimating between 2.2 to 2.6 million.
Okay, because I think in the past it took in, what, 2 million?
Close to 2 million.
Yeah, 2 million. Why is it not at the sewer plant itself?
Well, we're going to do a soft launch at the sewer plant, but it's very hard to dilute all of the concentrated waste that goes into the plant at the plant. So it's easier if you can do it at an off-site so that there's an opportunity for the waste to be diluted before it gets to the plant, constipates the plant, and then causes destruction to the facility.
Okay, I appreciate that. It's just a big deal. It's a regional plant, and it's a great benefit to West Cal for the sewer haulers to have a place to dispose of it. Thank you.
I got a question. Have we took into consideration as far as the load capacity, being that we are treating Westlake Sewer and the city of Sulphur's, we're taking on the additional load capacity?
Yes, yes, we have.
Okay. And it is compatible to hold it?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the load capacity of it, do you know?
I don't have the numbers, like, you talking about the plant as a whole?
Right,
or-
like before we end up having to start looking into the production and producing another waste treatment facility to where it's not overloaded.
Right, so the current dry capacity of our plant is about 9 million gallons per day. We operate between 5 and 6, so we still have
I have room.
a buffer there, yeah. All right.
Any more comment?
just to follow up with Mr. Baden, what is the capacity of the city during rainy weather? It used to be at 10 million extra gallons, and I'm just curious.
The wet capacity of our
At
plant
some
is
point, I think
27 million gallons per day.
the city, the sewer plant exceeds the permit limits.
He just answered your question that the wet capacity is 27 million gallons.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Any other comments? Motion on item 5? Okay. I'll vote. Item 5 passes, carries. Number 6, rule to show cause for the condition of the following address to condemn building or structure located at 1608 Weekly Road in accordance with Article 9, Section 5, 286 through 5, 296 of the Code of Ordinances. Troy Darby.
Austin, you want to bring us up to date on that, please?
Tommy?
Yes, sir. This is I would say it's a garage, makeshift apartment. We've been working this property for 6 months or so. And Mr. McGee, I believe, is here. He's made excellent progress, so I have granted several extensions. But this is a means to an end. One way or another, I'm ready to move on from this project.
We are making progress on that.
Is he here?
What do you,
Could you please get up and speak if you'd like to?
I think he gave a call.
We have been making progress on this property since January, when we started working on it. And we just moved the,
Excuse me, Randy McGee, 16...
Randy McGee.
16
I'm speaking for the family. I'm a representative of the McGee family.
And the address?
1608 Weekly Road.
Okay, that's your address?
No, I live in Corliss,
Okay,
but that's family property. Nobody lives on that property.
okay. What is your current address? Please.
2319 Bonton Drive, and it's considered Sulphur, Louisiana, but
Okay.
it's in Corliss.
Thank you very much, Mr. McGee.
And we started clearing that property in January, and it was a mess, really. And it's gotten that way over the years, and we've got it well cleared out. We moved the mobile home out about 3 weeks ago, the old mobile home. The FEMA trailer that's all crashed in the middle of it, that's been approved for FEMA demolition or move out or whatever for 5 years, is still there. But this shed is right behind that trailer, and we've started taking it down. So it will be down. It will be down soon.
Your plans are to take this down? Is that
Yes,
what
take
it is?
that shed down.
And how long has this process been going on?
We started in January with the whole site, you might say, not just the shed. The shed was just part of it. We had a lot of other stuff on there that we've gotten off of there. The shed's probably the last thing standing besides the FEMA trailer. What we keep calling the FEMA trailer, it's not a FEMA trailer. It was a double-wide mobile home that a hurricane took out. Paperwork's been approved for 5 years to remove it, and it's still there, but that shed's behind it, and we're gonna get it out of there. We've already started.
How much time do you think it'll take to remove that shed?
Maybe 4 weeks. And that's only because it's myself and my brother-in-law that are doing the work, and he's getting ready to go off on vacation. He just got back from a vacation. So I'm thinking in 4 weeks, we should have that shed out of there.
Now, if you was to vote yes for me to move forward in my process, he'll have that 4 weeks plus some. But I just want to ensure that we get it done one way or another.
And what about the FEMA trailer? Is that going to be removed as well?
That's FEMA. FEMA does operates on their own time.
Is anybody living in that FEMA trailer at this
No.
point?
they were living in it, say, 6 years ago. till
Yeah,
the
but not at
hurricane-
the, not at the present.
It's crazy. I mean,
Because Weekly Road is actually not mixed residential either. It's residential nowadays, so we have a problem with moving forward with all the old trailers, so that is a concern. How we gonna move forward with Weekly and, the structures that are on there. So Austin, Weekly's been in the master plan revision. Surely the trailer can't stay, huh? Can we have that removed when we rule to show cause, or?
I don't know the history on this one particularly, but it's very possible that may be the case.
Yes, Mr. Lofton, then my question goes to you. We got an uninhabitable dwelling on a property that's non-conforming.
All
Can-
y'all need to do is
can we
decide
put
how
that
much
in?
time you're gonna give him. Just decide how much time you're gonna give him. I didn't, are you trying
So
to
can we-
segregate the property?
No, can we put that trailer into this, is I guess?
Oh, no, not if it was not part of the item.
Okay, that's, okay.
If it wasn't included in the notice.
I got you. That's what I was wondering. That's it. I got it. Thank you.
That's all y'all have for me?
No.
That's it so far. We may call you back up. Do we have any more conversations or discussion from the council members?
Mr. DePetta, we may just want to ask him how much time he needs.
I think he said 4 weeks.
Okay, I stepped away.
Okay, I'm sorry. So if we can go ahead and continue with this, that'll give him another month till the next meeting.
Correct.
So we can take a motion for that. Is to just give him until the next meeting, which is,
You're saying delay it, or are we gonna condemn it?
we're going to condemn it because that'll give you,
And then he
Y'all
just starts,
put it in paper, he'll get.
yeah,
yeah.
you'll get
Tommy will
that
start
done.
the paperwork and everything will start going forward.
Sorry.
So now what you're saying is you're giving me 8 weeks now to get that
No.
That old building
giving
down.
you until the next meeting, August 10th. That's
Hey, Mr. Chair.
4 weeks.
I want to provide a clarification real quick. So that double wide, it is in the PPDR program through the FEMA.
Okay.
We have made some progress here lately
get
as
it
far as that
removed.
program goes. But I will be more than happy to update y'all as soon as we get some more clearance on that. So
Okay.
at this point, we have not.
Thank you.
Okay. Next meeting?
Okay. You want me here next meeting?
No,
Give you an update?
We'd like to see it taken down by the next meeting.
Okay.
What's happening right now is we're voting in a positive manner. If we vote in a positive manner, you have until that time to finish taking down your shed.
Okay,
All right?
all right.
Okay.
We'll get it.
Okay. Take a motion, please. Second. Going to vote, a positive vote is to give him till next month to take it down. Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Item number 7, resolution appointing members of the Land Use Commission and Board of Zoning Adjustment. RES 1626, Danny DePetta. We have several people that are on that list. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Would you like to state the person on your list?
Yeah, for District 1, my designation would be Bill LeBlanc for the Land Use Commission and Board of Zoning Adjustment. Mr. Bill LeBlanc.
My name is Mr. Miles DeSale for District 2.
Johnny Thomas for District 3.
Ray Vidrine Jr.
It's Johnny Thomas for District 3. I'm sorry.
Pull some slack in here. Just trying to help you out.
You don't need a mic.
Did Josh?
John?
For the land use,
Yeah.
Mr. Randy, Clark, I'm sorry.
And for District 5 is Jonathan Brazil. Have a motion? Second? Vote? Motion carries. Item number 8, resolution appointing members to the Sulphur Armed Forces Commission, RES 1726. Myself. Would you like to go through your list?
Okay.
Okay.
For District 1, I'm nominating Tanya Lees. Did I say it right? Tanya Lees for District 1.
District 2, Mr. Sam Mesuch.
And 3 is Bailey Broussard.
District 4 is Ray Vidrine Jr.
District 5.
Yeah, I'm looking for him. There he is, in District 5. Please come up and state your name and let them know that you're going to be District 5 Armed Forces Committee.
Ethan Miller. Do I need to say my address?
No,
Okay, good.
just want to introduce you to the crowd.
I would be glad to serve as District 5 for the armed service.
Thank you, Ethan. Can we have a motion?
Can I speak to this?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been on the Armed Forces
Bring
Committee.
it to the podium. Bring it to the
Oh,
podium.
can you come up?
My name is R.S. Young, and I live at 2013 Augusta Street here in Sulphur. I've been on the Armed Forces Committee for about 12 years, as far as I can tell. My husband and I both, but he's no longer with us. And I would like very much to stay on this committee because he served 43 years in the Navy. And I don't know what the procedure is, but I'd just like to be on this committee.
I think you're still on the committee. These were just representatives from each district, so you hadn't lost your commitment.
Oh, okay.
I don't think the Armed Forces Committee's been meeting as much as they had in the past, according to what I understood.
That's-
And I'm gonna try and work with the mayor, and we're gonna hopefully bring that back to a better status.
yes.
But you have not lost your committee membership yet. You're still on board.
Okay, I can keep my shirt.
Yes,
on.
ma'am, you can keep that shirt.
And just to let you know, ma'am,
Ms. Orr.
just to let you know, like Troy has said, we've had considerable amount of conversations with the past members and the commandant and everyone that's been involved, and we're going to gear that back up because we see the need for it. We definitely see it. And we missed Memorial Day, we missed the 4th of July, but we're not going to miss any more holidays for the Armed Forces Committee to get involved.
Thank you for your service, too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other comment? Council? Audience? Let's make a motion. Okay, vote on it, please. Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Item number 9 has been removed. Item number 10 has been removed. We're back to item 11, the resolution appointing the American Press as the official journal of the City of Sulphur. Resolution 2026, and that would be mine. We have had the American Press as our journal for about 4 years now. And I believe that the main reason is because of their coverage. They have more digital coverage and they have more actual numbers of papers that are being sold. And that's on a daily basis and on a weekend basis as well. And they also, they put out a paper more often during the week. So that's why we have chosen, or will potentially choose, the Lake Charles American Press. Do we have any discussion from the City Council? Any discussion from the audience? Okay, make a motion. Okay, we're going to vote on it. Passes unanimously. Lake Charles American Press will be our publication. Next item on the agenda. Item 12, resolution authorizing Mayor Stutes to sign emergency shelter and staging agreement with Beauregard Parish School Board for temporary shelter and emergency equipment staging at Singer High School for Hurricane 2026 season for the city of Sulphur. Resolution 2126, Mayor Stutes.
We'd like to keep that, I'm going to defer that to Austin if you have any questions, but we'd like to keep that in the same standing as ever.
Questions?
No questions. Any questions from the council? Any questions from the audience? Okay, make a motion. Motion, Ms. Monso, seconded by Mr. Baden. Vote, please. Motion carries. Number 13, resolution authorizing the advertisement for bids for the 2026 fire hydrant replacement project. Resolution 2226, Mayor Stutes.
This project has been long coming. So this involves about 25 hydrants that will be replaced. That we're going to be using a portion of all of the Act 461 supplemental funding that we received from the state. That's about $225,000, and the total estimated construction cost is going to be about $725,000.
So where's this gonna bring us up to date on replacing hydrants throughout the city? I mean, I know that's been an issue in the past, but
So I actually spoke with Chief last week or so. I think there's some conflicting data, but once we get the new data in, I'll give you an update.
okay, I'd like to know that number.
As
That
of
way,
last year, when we developed this, we were at about 33 to 35 hydrants that were out of service. So this will be a good push.
okay. Can you give us an update as soon as we get that number?
Absolutely.
Because there may be other monies we can look for to help us get us back 100%. That'd be nice. Thank you.
There is other money for
I knew that's kind of on your agenda, so, yeah, good, thank you.
Do we have any other discussion from the council?
Can I ask what just hypothetical question, what is the load capacity, man? We're pretty packed in here for fire marshal approval for people.
60 people.
60? Okay.
Anybody know how much it is?
I think we're over that now. That's why I'm asking.
You want me to kick some people out, I will.
Well, I mean, I want to abide by the law. for enforcing ordinances.
Let's keep on target, and we'll let the chief take care of this, if that's all right.
I'm just asking a question.
Okay, well, we're talking about fire hydrants right now.
Well, we're also talking about ordinances.
Okay, can I get a motion? Any more comment from the audience? Can I get a motion for the fire hydrant? Mr. Darby, seconded by Ms. Monso, ready to vote? Motion carries. Okay.
Mr. Baker didn't vote.
Thank you. Motion carries. We are going to go to the public comment section.
Mr. DePetta, did we need to fill out a form to speak?
Yes, if you
I
could.
did, I came in with crutches.
That's all, we get one.
Can you get her a form? We'll begin the process. Ms. Clark, is Ms. Clark here? Please state your name and your address, please.
Donna Clark, 1530 Garth Drive, Sulphur. My question is about the trash pickup in Sulphur. Evidently, Waste Management picks up, I don't know what you call it, the stuff that doesn't fit in a trash can.
Bulk?
Bulk, that's a good word. And I've been told that they don't like to pick up bulk. Now, whether they do or they don't, I don't know. But I do know that in my neighborhood alone, I've had 2 houses with mattresses sitting on the road. One man finally picked his up, but hers is still there probably for over 2 months, maybe a little longer. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to live like that. And I don't like stuff. She had other stuff besides mattresses. I don't know if they don't know who to call, you know. I know I've called the city. They give me a number to call Waste Management. You cannot get through to them unless you give them the address you want taken care of or their account number. So something needs to change because we're not living in the past. We need this crap picked up.
Do you have that address, ma'am?
I have 2 addresses, but,
Would you give them to us?
yes, I mean, I
Please,
guess.
For the record, so we can pass it on to the right people?
Well, there's one right now that, he picked up his mattress, and they both have trucks. I mean, there's a dump, okay? But anyway,
And we encourage you to use the dump.
Yes,
if possible.
absolutely.
The convenience center,
Right.
excuse me. And
So-
it's a great asset, it's a great thing that we have available to us. And some
Right.
people use it, some people don't. But if
We
you
use
get
it
us
all
the
the time.
addresses, we'll address it, and whoever happens to be your city council person, I'm sure will be glad to
and if
address it.
they're not wanting to pick this stuff up and we're paying for it, then something needs to change there.
Yes.
We either need to get rid of them or something, okay?
All right.
So, that's my opinion. One address is 1609 Garth Drive. The other one is 1005
Garth.
Garth. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's south. I forgot what the name of the street is. I don't ever go on that street. Anyway, it connects with Garth.
Okay. It probably would be very easy to address if we drove down those streets.
It would, yeah.
Okay.
You would see.
Okay.
So, and I just have a question about the waste management, you know, I mean, if they're not gonna pick it up, maybe you could send out letters, you know, to tell people they are not gonna be picking this up. You need to make other arrangements.
I think it would be nice to have a representative from Waste Management come in and address us one day.
Yeah. that would be
Mr.
great.
Chair.
And kind of go over that. Excuse
Mr.
me.
Chair.
Yes.
I can tell you that our waste management contract does include bulk, and they are supposed to be following through the neighborhoods weekly. So if there is a problem where bulk is not being picked up, please let someone know, Austin or Denise, and we can get with a representative and make sure that that is taken care of properly.
I see the truck occasionally, not necessarily in my area, but I see it running.
Okay, who is the person that you let know? Because the lady at the city gave me the number to Waste Management, and you cannot get through to them without giving the address you want addressed.
Correct.
I don't mind letting a waste management representative know of the problems that the citizens are having when it comes to picking up bulk at different addresses other than theirs, and I'll get back to you on what I hear from them.
Yes, and that's why we're getting the addresses so that we can address that too.
The other address is South Scott.
South Scott?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay. Tiffany Ruxtell? Am I pronouncing that right, Tiffany? I know you as Tiffany, but I never knew your last name.
Hi. Tiffany Ruxtell. I'm going to give my work address because I do not live in the city of Sulphur, but I do work in Sulphur. 120 South Huntington.
Thank you.
I am here to speak about public transportation. First of all, I want to congratulate all of the new committee members, council members. Congratulations on your new seats. But I am here to not necessarily ask a question, but maybe give you some comments on why I have such a passion about this. I work for SC3. It's a local nonprofit that's dedicated to serving our community. Yes, I wrote a speech, sorry. I have the privilege of overseeing our Community Works Division, which is where I work closely with individuals and families who are striving to improve their lives despite facing significant challenges. I help them with employment, I help them with resume building, I help them with job seeking of any kind. I'm here to speak on behalf of my clients. For many of us, getting in a vehicle and driving to work, a doctor's appointment at the grocery store, even picking up a prescription is something we don't even think about twice. But many people in Sulphur, transportation is one of the biggest barriers they face every single day. I've met individuals who want to work but can't even make it to job interviews. Parents who miss medical appointments because they have no way to get there, seniors who struggle to access basic necessities, families who are doing everything they can to become self-sufficient, but are held back by one simple obstacle. They have no reliable way to get there. So transportation isn't just about getting to one place or another, it's about opportunity. It's about employment, healthcare, education, independence, and dignity. As a community, we have worked hard to support one another through difficult times, and I believe we have another opportunity to make a lasting impact through this city council. Establishing public transportation in Sulphur would not only improve the quality of life for countless residents, but it would also strengthen our workforce, support local businesses, which we all need, and create a more connected and accessible community for everyone. So I guess my 3 minutes today that I'm spending to speak to you guys is about what are we gonna do about public transportation. It's been in the works for years from what I hear, but nothing's happened. We have a new administration, so with the new administration, I bring forth that comment and concern. I think that we really need to put something on the books for that. My clients want to work, like I said, but they have no way to get there. And Lake Charles has public transportation, so why can't Sulphur? Thank you.
Thank you. We have several speakers on the, I'm going to go with Charlie first. You've got, it says public comments. I'm not sure what you're going to be talking about, Mr. Charlie, but this is your public comment time.
And I also requested additional time.
As you get to that, we'll address it as you get to that point, the additional time.
Thank you.
Thank you. But Mr. Charlie, we know about you. We know how things are sometimes, so.
Oh, I can explain.
Okay.
Charlie Atherton, 122 Vine Street, Sulphur, Louisiana. I just want to offer you some information and make some suggestions. That's the whole intent of what I gotta say. The Home Rule Charter was written and approved by the residents of Sulphur, voting approval. The city government operates by the will of the residents who control city government through initiative and referendum. The charter can only be changed by a vote of the people. The city council is the legislative branch and the mayor is the executive branch. The council dictates the laws and the mayor follows all the policies and procedures set by the council, including personnel. I suggest that this council immediately pass a motion requiring the mayor to follow the council's approved personnel policy procedure that does not approve the position chief of staff. I suggest that this council immediately pass a motion requiring that the council shall immediately receive copies of all external correspondence received and sent by the mayor and his administration. This includes but not limited to all government agencies, local, state, federal, especially legal, financial, and grant agencies, regulatory agencies, engineering correspondence, and reports in public health and safety. This has been a problem in the past that none of this was on purpose, but there's been occasions where there was critical information, some of it time-sensitive, that the council didn't know anything about and should have known about, and one of them was relative to a grant. So I'm just simply asking that the council be included on all correspondence, so you and the mayor are on the same team, and the same page. Most of you candidates for city council ran for the office promising transparency because city records weren't available on the city's website for you to be informed. For you to get information, you were required to go through an expensive, time-consuming process that didn't really give you the exact information that you wanted. I suggest that this council immediately pass a motion requiring all city business records, internal and external communications shall immediately be electronically available free to the public on the city's website, excluding FOIA records that are protected by the Louisiana State Constitution. I suggest that this council immediately pass a motion requiring FOIA public records requests, paper copies shall be only 10 cents a page.
Excuse me,
$10.
Mr. Charlie. We're at our time now. We're going to see if we can give you a little bit more time.
Okay, thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate your tolerance.
I'll make a motion to give him another 3 minutes.
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to vote on it
That's
now.
good. Go good.
We're good.
Got ahead of you.
$10 for CDs, thumb drives, and other electronic means. No cost for record retention or retrieval. The Home Rule Charter calls for the separation of powers between the council's legislative role and the mayor's executive role, providing for check and balances of powers. Of great concern is the most important filed document in Sulphur's history, the history of the generation of all of the documentation and creation of Sulphur's Home Rule Charter is missing. The file is missing, it's gone. The vault has never been locked, no keys are available. I suggest that this council immediately pass a motion requiring changes to the layout of the new city hall to provide secure office space for the council clerk's office and secure record retentions to be in the city judge's office, and also provide secure office space and secure record retention inside City Hall for the council clerk and directors. City employees in the judge's office shall assist the council clerk, especially as needed in scanning in city records. I suggest that this council immediately pass a motion allowing the residents of Sulphur shall be given the opportunity to review the new city hall, judge's office, building layout, and site plans immediately. Residents' comments shall be documented and made public on the city's website. Residents' comments shall be answered and responded to promptly. The last city council was not happy with the solid waste contract and was looking for solutions that you now have to solve. One of them, Waste Management had cut the services, and you can't, my understanding is you can't even put grass in the trash cans. On June 3rd, 2026, the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury went out for residential solid waste collection and disposal services, RFP 26 PW 143. The last administration should have asked the parish that the RFP require provisions for city to have the opportunity to participate in the cost savings and the improved services, and this did not happen. I suggest that the council immediately pass a motion requesting the city council immediately ask the parish if they can be added to the RFP for voluntary participation. And this was available the first time that the city went out for quotes that the cities could piggyback, just like the wards. I suggest that this council immediately pass a motion requiring that all city requested franchise fees collected by the city be set to 0 and abolished. Currently, this council tells the franchisee companies how much money to extort from city users each month. Franchise
Excuse
fees
me,
do not
Mr.
pay
Charlie?
this fee, residents pay. Sorry.
Mr. Charlie, how much longer do you think you have?
Just to be sure, just say 10 minutes, but I don't think it's that much.
I tell you what, Mr. Charlie, I'll give you 3 more minutes. I'll
Okay.
make a motion.
Can you do it in 3
And we'd
please?
like you, can't we wrap it up in 3 minutes, Mr. Charlie?
Yeah, well,
Try.
I'm gonna try.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
And you
Yeah.
know, Miss Charlie, we have other meetings too. We can keep going in other meetings. You can continue that because you're giving us a lot to think about, a lot of good things to think about. And the idea of us acting immediately on all these things is going to be real hard to do.
Well,
So let's bite off a few pieces
yeah,
first.
my
and then we'll go
point
to the
is,
next
these are real issues that you're facing right now, and a
Yes, sir.
lot of these, your campaign, you ran on solving them.
Okay.
You know,
Let's
you
go
council
with-
members and the mayor.
Let's go with your last 3, okay?
Yes, sir.
Se-
But these franchise fees are just passed
1
through.
minute, Mr. Charlie.
Sir?
1 minute.
Let them vote.
We're going to vote. There's a process here, Mr. Charlie. Process on all.
Excuse me.
Okay, 3 more minutes. 3 minutes.
I appreciate that
3
very
more.
much.
3 more, okay?
Well, actually, I'm done.
All right.
The rest of it is just supporting notes, in case y'all had questions. Anybody got any questions?
Questions?
Nobody wants to
Nobody's
do,
going to have any questions.
nobody wants to go there.
Thank you as usual.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Charlie, we would love to confer back with you, but this isn't that time of the meeting where we go back and forth. It's all one way, so we do appreciate your input, though. Thank you.
And thank you for your notes, Mr. Charlie. Okay, there are 3 people getting ready to speak on the lay-down yard. Ms. Carolyn?
Good evening.
Please state your name and your address, please.
Carolyn Peters, 517 Prater Road, Westlake. Now, I'm here this evening speaking for Mossville residents. We're concerned about the lay yard. First of all, before I get started, I have 3 questions. The first one is, we came to find out if APB has received a U.S. Army Corps permit. That's the first question we'd like an answer to.
Ms. Carolyn, this is a comment section now. I can address those questions, or anybody up here can address those questions later, but we're in comment, this is a comment section right now.
Okay.
All right? Thank
Well, can I state why we believe that we don't need another borrow pit in our community?
you. Yes, ma'am.
Can I do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First of all, what I'd like to share with the public is that living in Mossville for over 60 years, everything that needed to be discarded from industry has been dumped in our community. Today, we're here because we want it to stop. We'd just like for it to stop. They're trying to bring in a lay yard in Mossville, and it's right next door to my property. But it's not so much that I'm being selfish about my property. I'm concerned about Mossville. I'm concerned about what the results is going to be once this lay yard and this borrow pit is established there. So my point is, the people that's trying to do this, they came in under the assumption that all they're going to do is put heavy equipment. Yet they want to build, they want to excavate more than 13 acres, 40 feet deep, literally in my backyard. But in Mossville, can you imagine something that large? Now, the thing is, what our main concern is, they're calling it a retention pond. A pond is anywhere from 12 to 20 feet deep. These people want to dig 40 feet deep with over 13 acres in Mossville. That is not a pond by any means. We need to call it what it is. It's a lake. A lake is anything over 20 feet deep, and they're talking about 40 feet. We don't want it. We just don't want it. And the bottom line is, why should it always be Mossville that gets the garbage? Why? Because they don't consider us, they don't value us. We still have people live in our community. And I don't care if it's 4 or 5, then accommodate the 4 or 5 the same way you would your own people or your own family, because we're people. So today, we just want to make sure that people understand what's going on in Mossville. And the main reason why we don't want the pit is because what they're saying is that we've made stipulations that once the pit is dug, you can't put anything in it, no toxic chemicals, no toxic waste. That's not true.
Miss Carolyn, would you like more time?
Please,
Okay.
please, if you
I
don't
make a
mind.
motion, she gets 3
If you
more
don't
minutes.
Vote, please. Thank you.
Okay. The only other thing I want to say, and I'm not going to take too much of your time, the thing is, once these companies get what they want, then everything is just neglected. Nobody comes back to see what the condition is. But we have to live under those conditions. We have to live with the toxins that contaminates the soil. We can't grow a garden. We can't even use the water anymore. Our water system has been connected to the Westlake water system simply because of the contamination in the ground in Mossville. That's a fact. That's a fact. The next thing is, any body of water that large is considered a lake. Do you know what the kind of predators, animals that would call into the community? I'm talking about all manner of predator species, all kind. And the next thing is, no one has talked about the ecosystem. Nobody's talked about that. Once man interferes in any kind of natural disruption, it takes off, what it does, it causes an imbalance in the ecosystem. That's important. That's extremely important. It doesn't matter who does it. It doesn't matter if it's man. It doesn't matter if it's climate change. It doesn't matter if it's by pollution or even the invasion of predator species. The bottom line is, whenever there's an imbalance, we're all affected. Not just Mossville, we're all affected. So I just wanted to try to bring this home today for the people that's in here and who's ever in the sound of my voice to please understand what's happening in Mossville. We're crying out for help. We need help. It's hard for me to get it out right now because it's so personal, the way it affects me and anybody else who lives in Mossville. So I just hope that you understand what I'm saying and that you help us, stand with us to make this thing change, to stop what they're doing in Mossville, because it's not right. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ronald?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ronald Carrier. I was born and raised here in Sulphur all my life.
What's your address?
My address, 3709 East Burton Street in Mossville.
Thank you.
Now, this pit is what it is. They got turned down by the prior city council for digging it. But they came back, they found loophole in the city ordinance. And so say they can put down a lay-down yard for the bridge. The bridge already has a lay-down yard. If you going up I-10 east, look to the right. There's a lay-down yard. Why would they want to move their stuff 2 or 3 miles down the road in Mossville? That ain't nothing but a lie that they use to start digging their dirt pit. Now, I don't know about y'all. This dirt pit is going to be 2 10-acre ponds or lakes 40 feet deep and 1 3-acre 40 feet deep. The city itself already told them, after you dig this hole, we don't want responsibility for it. The parish don't want responsibility for it. What are y'all gonna do with it after they dig it? Granted, it's in the city of Sulphur. This man had it annexed into the city of Sulphur. It was in the parish. Why did he annex it into the city of Sulphur? What, people in Sulphur are pushovers? They can get around them? Because that's what's going on. And here it is. We all, especially to the men in here, we have been young men before. Boys, somebody tell us they're catching 10-pound bass out this pond. We're going to be on a bicycle headed to that pond. When we get there, oh, this is a nice place to camp. This is a nice place to go swimming. Then we got problems. So all I'm asking for the city council to do, y'all gave them the permit for the laydown yard. Pull that permit from these people before we create a problem that we all gonna regret in the future. Because this is not right, the way they did it. We turned them down the first time. They found a way around it. Now where's the integrity of the citizens of Sulphur? And to the citizens of Maplewood, this hole is gonna affect y'all. When the north wind gonna blow, this hole is gonna affect the citizens of Maplewood. So I'm just here to warn the people, let them know we done got bamboozled.
Need any more time?
I'm done.
All right, thank you very much. Doctor Rashida?
Rochetta.
Rochetta.
And Dr. Ozan is fine.
Okay.
You can't say Rochetta. Thank you. I might be able to make it without. You can put it up there. Thank you. Don't start my time again, baby. Y'all wanna laugh and know how I hurt my knee?
We can read it.
I was at Vacation Bible School. I got pushed out the chair doing musical chairs. Being competitive. Good evening, I'm Dr. Rochetta Sibley Ozan. I am the founder, director, and CEO of the Vessel Project of Louisiana. My address is 295 Haygood Drive, Sulphur, Louisiana. I have several issues to address, but I'm gonna keep it to one. Mossville. You heard Ms. Carolyn state that Mossville always gets treated like a trash dump. Everything bad goes to Mossville. When you drive down what used to be Old Spanish Trail, you may think no one lives there because of the industry, because of the overpass, because they don't want you to see the community in the neighborhood. They don't want you to see that Mossville is alive and well and thriving, that they're having family reunions, that they are having events for the 4th of July, that they now have a Mardi Gras crew, that they get together. It's family, it's tradition, it's people. But when industry comes in with their maps, what they leave off are the people, the families, the businesses that exist in that community. Who will be impacted? And so when we think about a borrow pit, we think retention pond, whatever they want to call it, what will be the use for it? Because what we've learned about industry is that they always are 10 steps ahead of us. They may be saying that that pond is for one thing today, but we know there's been a lot of conversation about something that everybody has heard of now. We hadn't heard of it a few months ago, a couple years ago, but now everybody is hearing the term data centers. Everybody is hearing the terms CO2, pipelines. All of this is connected, y'all. Sulfur is moving forward. We're not moving backwards. Calcasieu Parish is not moving backwards. If you are still on the side of any industry that is relying on fossil fuels, fossils, things of the past, you're moving backwards. What we need to be doing is moving forward and stop allowing them to put things in our community for their future use to keep us dependent on fossil fuels. When you go through Mossville, before you get to that overpass, those of you who still travel that way, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you go around, but when you go that way, I'm sure you start feeling funny in your body. Your head start hurting. You start getting dizzy. It stinks. It smells like rotten eggs. Sometimes it smells like Clorox. You never know what you're going to smell when you're passing through there. But one day, Sasol came and had a meeting. They promised jobs. They promised beautification. They promised all of these things. But what have they actually given to Mossville and Westlake? How many taxes are they paying? How much improvement have they done for that area? When you drive down before you get to Phillips 66, you can't drive too fast. Can I get more time, please? You can't drive too fast because that road.
One second.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to go over three
Thank
more
you.
minutes.
3 more minutes, Ms.
Yes, sir.
Doctor. Second. Vote, please.
Come on, Baden, thank you. You can't drive too fast because that road is bumpy. You'll tear your car up. You'll need a new tire. What are these industries actually doing for our communities? Right now, we are under fish eating advisories in Calcasieu Parish. And I just want to read a couple of them, because some of you might not even know that these advisories exist. Don't eat catfish out of Bayou Den. Who knew that? I mean, that's a real advisory. But how many of you drive down even Wright Road? I live in Carlis. So how many of you drive down Wright Road, and even though it's not nowhere to park, you see a car parked there and you still see somebody fishing in Bayou Den? People are still fishing because people still think our waterways are safe. But we know that these industries have already poisoned them. When we bring this retention pond, we're bringing more poison. We're never going to get rid of these fish eating advisories. So whether you eat the fat off the crab or not, you are going to be poisoned eventually. Think about it. It's not about the 4 or 5 people you think that's still living in Mossville, because it's a whole community. But what happens is that's where they start, because they have a bigger plan. They want to bring something else. This is just a portion of their money grab. This is not the whole plan. Stick to what we've already done. Remember, we all celebrated and cheered when we said no last time. Let's do that again. Stick together as a community and show that we are for progress. We are trying to move forward. We are not trying to be dependent on fossil fuels or their schemes. If they're not bringing us forward, they can stay in the past. We don't want it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brothers. Oh, wait. Oh, you got it on my phone. Thank you. I'm bossy. I'm sorry.
That's all the cards that we have. Does any members of the city council like to make some comments?
I would like to make some comments. Just in relation to some of the stuff that I've actually heard.
Sheila had a comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you fill one out later then? Sure.
Sheila Broussard. I don't give out my address publicly, but the city has it. Just a quick comment. Joshua brought up how many people are in the room, and it's kind of coincidental. When I was at the house, couple of days ago, I watched a city council meeting start in another state, and they were overcrowded, and a citizen went to the city council and told them that the law said that they couldn't have a meeting if the people couldn't fit in, and so they had to reschedule. So I looked right before I came, and according to the quick research, you know, how much we could trust AI, my quick research said that in Louisiana, that is not the case. That you don't have to reschedule if there's too many people. But I am curious, because there's too many of us in here, and I'm not complaining because I'm comfortable and the air is great, so I'm fine. But I am curious, you know, what if that is a law? If we've got is that a law that there's a number?
They set a number for how many people can be in a area, and
For square footage?
What?
For square footage, so many people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from
I got a question. Why don't we say something about this at the beginning of the meeting? Why don't we wait till the end?
No. Yes, for this meeting, there's nothing we can do about that. No, I don't want to make anybody leave. If anybody should leave, I'd go outside because I've got my phone. I can watch it on live stream, so I'm fine. And that's one of the reasons why I don't have a problem with not starting a meeting over, because anybody that can't get in, we've all got our phones, and this is now live stream, so anybody can watch the meeting and sit outside, and if they want to come in, you know, later as people leave. But if that is a law, then perhaps we do need to have somebody count it. Next meeting, not this
You
one.
ain't got to worry about it. It ain't happening again.
Okay, I am not worried and I am not complaining. It's just the law, and so I was curious how we were going to handle that. Thank you and thank you for your input.
That's no problem.
Josh?
I brought up the issue, I was watching people come through and was head counting. There's a reason I didn't bring it up at the beginning, but if we're gonna enforce ordinances on the public, we need to comply with them ourselves as a city council. If we're gonna sit up here and ask the public to take and comply with the ordinances that's put in place, we have ordinances and stipulations and transparency that we're obligated to comply with as well, Chief. And so that's my whole thing in a nutshell that I'm trying to convey from the whole thing. Even whenever I ran for city council, it doesn't matter if we're up here on this council or if we're sitting out here, we have laws that we need to abide by ourselves. And so with that being said, I'd like to move forward. I've looked into the project at the bar pits or retention ponds or whatever in some length. And I've gone over and I've completely walked that project from one end of it to the other. I've walked the neighborhoods from one street down the other street. And I see a lot of issues, number one, from the adjoining properties to that project. A lot of those homes in y'all's neighborhood and in y'all's area over there was all purchased by Sasol, and once they purchased that property, they've gone off and just basically walked away from it. As far as the lack of maintaining that property and maintenance in it, guys, y'all have an obligation to get with your police jurymen and push an issue to try to help maintain those ditches, to keep the right-of-ways clean, because the overgrowth on each one of those properties, between the land that they're clearing for the retention ponds or detention ponds, it's creating a drainage situation along just for y'all's neighborhoods, because the overgrowth is decaying, is rotting, it's falling over into the ditchways, it's causing stoppages. That is a flood hazard. That within itself is flood potential. And so I reached out to y'all's police jurymen today for you guys to see if we can't get a letter written to Sasol to start moving forward to help you guys engage in getting that stuff cleaned up. Go ahead.
It's not back and forth.
Yeah.
It's not back and forth.
Yeah, this is a
Strictly
comment
comment.
section. This is
Okay,
not,
I just
this
wanna
is not
give
a
an
question.
answer. Sasol had contracted people to keep the grass cut, and then they fired everybody.
Right.
So Sasol remained on what they told us as citizens.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
So that's
Right.
why the grass is growing up.
Okay, and so I've also walked around in down every one of the streets. And Miss Arlene, do you have those pictures I sent you to where we can put a PowerPoint up real quick? Can you go to the map one, the picture of the map with, that I did the markings on? Okay.
Yeah, the map.
So if you look at this map, everywhere that's marked green is overgrowth of grass and property buffer zone between any residence or any homes in Mossville. I mean, would y'all say that's correct? It's everywhere around there. It's basically got a buffer around it with overgrowth of grass before it gets to y'all's houses. And so I went a little bit further and I counted how many actual pieces of property that are vacant and grown up to give you guys a buffer between your homes that's actually overgrown by sisal. And there's almost 3 to 4 lots between almost every home with the exception of 2 that's right there across the street facing the actual detention pond project. And whenever we're talking about detention ponds, I even went a little bit further and I called the parish today and I asked the permitting and fines department, has any complaints been filed on a construction project across the street for the ABC school, as they're in the process of developing that project and they have a detention pond. And it's a pretty large detention pond. And so if a detention pond is creating a safety issue and it's something that's creating a problem, Ms. Peters, it's directly across the street from your house that's also abandoned and has been vacant since 2009, and it's on the condemnation list for having structural issues and safety issues.
That is not true.
That is absolutely true. I got a copy of it today.
Wait,
It's time to finish.
we're not gonna be pointing,
So-
excuse me, Josh. Could you hold it down for, well, let me talk right now.
Sure.
We're not gonna be pointing people out in the audience for things that you suspect are done. This is in the parish, this is a parish issue right now. The issue we're addressing right now is the borrow pits and the effect it's gonna be on the, not only the city of the area in Mossville, but as Maplewood as a whole. The other items are parish items.
Right, and
I'm
gonna-
hold on, I'd like to finish.
Go ahead.
I have the floor. I think that we need to address this concerning the ponds and the detention ponds, and let the parish, in your conversation with the parish, go after the growth that's going on in the parish side. It's a very complex issue that we're addressing on City of Sulphur property in District 5. And that's been turned down twice, and the people of Mossville and the people of Maplewood don't want it to continue. So if we're gonna talk about the parish, we'll talk about the parish at a different time. This is to be talking about what we're talking about inside the City of Sulphur.
Yeah,
If you
so
wanna
let me
continue,
ask you a question real quick.
Let's go with the City
All
of
right, so let me
Sulphur.
ask you a question. You just allowed every one of these people to talk about property in the parish, and you're gonna try to shut me down from talking about their same property in the
No,
parish.
you're pointing them
So
out.
I'm pointing out, she got up and spoke, she gave her own address, and she told where her house is at. I'm not pointing her out, I'm stating facts.
And now you're weaponizing.
So,
what
I'm
we
not
have to do
weapon-
as a rule. Yes, you are.
Mr. Chairman, can we get a point of order, please, Mr. Chairman?
All right, that's,
Because I know your type. You've
ma'am,
already been
doctor,
figured out.
doctor.
Yes, sir.
I,
Believe
please.
me, I do my research just like
Please,
you.
I understand you did.
So many times.
Okay, I'm gonna stop this right now. This conversation's gonna be over right now. If you wanna talk about that, you can talk about it with the parish, but that's a parish issue right now.
Okay.
All right?
So,
Do you agree with me?
no, I agree. So,
Okay.
Can I just,
then that's-
can I say something real quick,
Okay,
Mr.
go
Baden,
ahead.
if you don't mind?
Go ahead.
sure.
This is really just a comment section. You guys should not be talking back and forth, so let's give Josh the floor. It's his floor.
Okay.
Let him finish his conversation,
So-
please.
My opinion is that.
Hold on,
it-
1 second. As long as we're talking about things and we're not pointing on other people. All right? All right?
Sure.
Okay.
So my opinion to this matter is that we did not, the city issued these people a permit. And it's illegal, they purchased a permit from the city, not from this administration and not from this council. but from the past administration that voted it down consecutively twice. So they went back to the city, and also, obviously, they found some legal way to be issued a permit. So the people that's in Mossville, they're outside the city limits, jurisdictional limits. The people that purchase this property from us have annexed this property and are taxpayers and contributing taxpayers to the city of Sulphur. I honestly feel like our job is to represent the taxpayers of the city of Sulphur and what they're bringing to the table. And if you guys would like to consider annexing y'all's property into where we could give you some representation against it, I'd be open to listen to that. But right now, like I have a hard time trying to go against people that's bringing tax revenue into our community, and they did it the legal way.
What benefit is it going
Okay, hold, excuse me. He's making the comments. There's no back and forth that's going to be going on here, okay? We can let you talk independently, but this is not a comment section where we go back and forth and back and forth.
So,
okay? We'll let you talk afterwards.
To answer your question, these guys have implemented.
We're not.
They know
this is a comment section,
right?
Josh.
And I'm still.
We're not answering questions. Do you understand?
But this is
how
still a
works?
comment. So these guys, after talking to the developer, these guys have implemented, after they get done doing detention ponds, that they have been willing to exercise any right to work with any resident in that area to develop this thing into a park for that community and donate that park back to that community to benefit y'all.
Okay, all right. Well, all right, order. Can I have order, please? Please. Okay, I'm gonna shut this conversation down. That's it for that. Okay, it's causing too much back and forth. It's causing too much turmoil, and I'm not gonna go through this anymore. All right? All right? That's my decision. Do we have any other comments? Yes, Charlie.
Can I use my 3 minutes?
I think you used them all.
I'm only going to speak directly to the city issue.
I suggest we give you 1 minute to finish your conversations. We've given you about
I'm good with
8
that.
already, Mr. Charlie, but please wrap up your comments. Thank you.
I was at police jury meetings when the discussion was that the parish would never, ever allow another dirt pit in Mossville. I suggest to you the reason the previous 2 council members annexed it into the city, and one of them is still involved, is that the parish would never allow it. Your ordinance, my understanding is that it says ponds, all ponds have to come before the city council. It doesn't, if it's a new application or they change their plans, it's still got to come before the council. The other understanding, which I haven't verified, is that I'm not aware that the city even has any engineering standards for retention ponds. I mean, the original intention of a retention pond was to remain dry during dry weather, but when the storm came, it would hold the water and ease it off. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, just one comment to what Mr. Charlie was saying. We need to call it what it is. They keep saying retention pond.
Oh,
Retention pond.
we're out of time, Carolyn, with you.
It's a river. It's
Okay.
a river. 40 feet deep, 17 acres.
All right.
20 feet deep.
Thank you, Carolyn.
I'm done.
There you go.
Stick a fork in me.
Have you spoke yet? No. Would you fill out a card please, afterwards? Okay. All right. All right. Any more comments then? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Mr. Darby, we do vote.
I'm sorry.
He
What?
said he turned in one.
Okay. You turned in,
Is there any way we can get a copy of that now?
pardon me?
The map that was up, can you either put it back up or can we get a copy of it?
Can we get a copy of that, Arlene?
Yes. You give me your email.
Okay.
Okay. In your name, sir? You fill out a card?
Yes. Thomas Bourgeois, 738 Sherry Drive. I originally came here to see about Resolution 9 and 10. I'm also a member of the Sulphur Fire and Police Civil Service Board. It was obviously taken out. Is there possible that maybe by next meeting we might have a couple of candidates? Here's the reason why. There's a couple of board members that their time expires this month, and we was kind of hoping to get a couple in so there won't be a lapse in that time frame.
Those people were only appointed by us. That's your committee, or in that committee can add people to it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say that again.
Your committee can add people to it if you so choose. We appointed certain people to that committee. Just like the young lady here that was worried about her being included, she's still included in that committee.
Okay.
If you reach out to that committee, they'll be glad to talk to you about it.
He's talking about the Civil Service Board,
Oh,
not the Armed Forces.
Oh, Civil Service Board was not mentioned today. It was taken off the agenda.
That's what it says.
Yes.
Mr. Geppetto, we're waiting on some McNeese recommendations for that
Correct.
board, so that's the impediment right now.
All right.
As Ms. Alexis just informed me, that's the holdup. It's not us.
That's what I had heard before. Yes, thank you.
Still the case.
Yeah, and we're just curious of when there might be a time frame of these nominees being nominated. That's what my comment was for. Thank you.
Thank you.
Currently working on it right now as we speak.
Congratulations.
We had a motion to adjourn. Vote, please.
Let's get out of here.
Meeting is adjourned.
I think y'all gotta stay and sign that piece of paper or something. She said for us to stay for a little bit or something. Like take a picture. Oh, yeah. That's good. Take a picture.